Da, 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 da.
Harper è bellissimo!
You like it?
I love it!
I thought it was time that Ava deserved an upgrade from her old little mortar and pestle. And yeah, I just thought it'd be a nice thing to do for her. I'm just kidding. I have a total ulterior motive. So, do you want to give it a spin and maybe make some pesto?
Which kind of pesto?
You know, pesto. Pesto.
Sì, Harper, pesto, but which kind of pesto?
You know, basil pesto.
Ah, pesto alla genovese! Yes, Harper, I will do pesto alla genovese for you. But before, we need to make some other pestos, because in Italy we have a ton of pesto, not just the genovese one.
So then what is pesto exactly?
Harper in Italian is every kind of sauce that is made in a mortaio. How do you call this in English?
Mortar and pestle.
And is pestato.
Oh.
And right now, Harper, we are making maybe the ancestor of the pesto that everyone knows nowadays in the world. This is maybe the most ancient pesto sauce that we have in Italy.
How does it feel?
It feels very, very Italian. I feel like I'm in Liguria right now. Also because, Harper, do you know that this mortaio is made with the same marble?
Marble?
Yes, that Michelangelo used to make Davide, Mosè, Pietà. It's a piece of art. The first step is to crush the garlic in the mortaio. So the garlic will release the essential oil. Do you call this? And as you can see, I'm not using the pesto. This is the pesto. I'm not using the mortaio like this. No, this is the way in which you use the mortaio. For this pesto, we don't need basil, but we need bread. And I'm going to soak some breadcrumb in white vinegar.
It's like a bread pesto.
Yes, if you want to call like that, yes, it's a bread pesto.
I do. Bread pesto.
Bread pesto. They don't call like that where this is
Not
from.
yet.
This is a fundamental ingredient because every kind of pesto to be good needs a very good extra virgin olive oil. Our pesto is ready.
Just like that?
Just like that. See, Harper, it's a very quick sauce.
Can I try some?
Go for it, Harper.
Oh, wow. That's a little unexpected.
Is good?
It's really good. It's really good. What do you normally do with this? Well, I have to say that when I thought about asking you to make pesto today, I did not expect to sit down to a white pesto served as a dip for potatoes. What is this exactly?
Harper, this is called Aggiadda and it's from Liguria. Now, this is the ancestor of the pesto as we know today. It was used by the sailors of Genoa. When they left the port, they left the city, and for a long period of time they were on the boat, so they could use this also to preserve their food. And it's a wonderful pair nowadays with a very, very strong piece of meat. And it's common to use also with some vegetables.
I like this. It's kind of like having fries with a dip here. Buon appetito. That is super good.
It's better than every kind of mayonnaise you can find in the world.
It's one of those things where you wouldn't. How do you explain? It's hard to explain from seeing what goes into it how it tastes. It almost tastes kind of cheesy in a way.
You remember a little bit maybe a mayo, Harper?
I would say it like serves the same purpose as mayo.
To give the freshness, a little bit of acidity.
Yeah, the acidity is so good. That would be so good on a sandwich.
These work perfect, for example, also as a condiment of a salad.
You could do so much with this. You could do so much with this. It was so quick to make. It was just like you had it done in minutes. And all I'm doing sitting here is just thinking about all the amazing ways that you could use this. The pesto, I know it, pesto alla Genovese. It's from Genoa, from Liguria. This is from Liguria. Is pesto just like a Ligurian thing?
No, Harper. Pesto is all over Italy. And now we leave Liguria, keeping something from Liguria with us, and we go down to an island.
Okay.
What happened? It doesn't make sense.
It took me a minute. Okay, I think I got you.
I need to peel these tomatoes, and the way in which I'm going to do is just make a small, how do you say, cut, and then boil them for 1 minute, and then they will easily peel. Now we need to take out the seeds, because otherwise our pesto will be too liquid.
This is looking familiar.
See, and it will look more familiar when I had this.
Oh, some basil. This might be a good time for you to explain why you don't use blenders or food processors for pesto.
Because the food processor or the blender, when you use, it's like it's become very, very hot. And this destroy all the ingredients in a pesto. That's why the best tool to make a pesto is the marble, because it's always very, very cold.
So the blender kind of cooks the basil.
Destroy.
Let's say you don't have a mortar and pestle. Which do you think would be better? Making your own pesto in a blender or buying pesto at the store, which, at least in our experience, we've never found a pesto that has the right ingredients?
Okay, your question put me in what we say in Italy, incudine e martello, which means I'm in between the hammer and
between a rock and a hard place,
okay,
as we would say.
If you don't have a mortaio. If you can't find, you can use a blender if it's the only things that you have, even if a mortaio is cheaper than a blender. So, but anyway, I can suggest you maybe to put the blender, how do you say?
The blades?
Maybe in the freezer.
Oh.
And don't do always pee, but it's like pee, pee.
Pulse
pee.
it?
Yes, because you should avoid to heat, to cook your ingredient, because pesto is a raw sauce from the beginning to the end.
I'm kind of getting salsa vibes.
Don't forget that where they invented the salsa and where they invented this, they were part of the same empire.
Did the Spanish conquer Liguria? Oh wait, this isn't Ligurian. I forgot.
In this pesto, we need some cheese, and we are going to use pecorino cheese. I'm going to put a little bit more salt, but just a little bit, and then obviously some good olive oil. I'm adding the last ingredient that is not traditional, but more and more people they do this because amplify the taste of the cheese. Aceto di mele, that in English you call
Apple
this.
cider vinegar.
Sì. And this pesto is ready.
I love it. Orange pesto.
Cioè, the smell is amazing. Yes, you can try, but just a little bit.
Oh. Oh. What are you planning on doing with this pesto?
This time pasta.
I'm in. After I have one more bite though.
Arpia, basta! This is a Sicilian pesto, and a Sicilian pesto requires a Sicilian pasta. But originally in Sicily and Calabria, where we need to make a pasta like that, we use like the stem of a plant that grows down there. But because we don't have, we are going to use a stick,
A skewer.
this one, to make kebab. Put your stick at the end of the piece of dough, then gentle press a little bit and roll. Always very gentle. There you do like that. And very, very gentle you take it out.
I remember this pasta. I've had this before.
You had this before?
It's called like bustello.
It's called Busiate Pasta.
That's the one. They're so cute.
They are very, very beautiful, yes. Every time you do pasta and pesto, and no matter which kind of pesto you are going to use, keep in mind that the pesto can't be cooked, so you need always to mix the pasta in a bowl.
Oh, it smells good in here. Okay, so we have Sicilian Busiate Pasta, which, by the way, is super fun to make. And what do we call this clearly Sicilian pesto?
Pesto alla Trapanese.
Pesto alla Trapanese.
Trapanese is from the city of Trapani.
I can already tell I'm gonna love this pasta. Sometimes you know. Buon appetito. Before I even get to the pesto, I'm in love with this pasta.
Busiate is a very, very good shape of pasta because,
Cayusa.
bravo.
They have, they're thick and they have like a really
Bite. You can
real
bite
bite
it.
to it, yeah.
You can bite this pasta.
Yeah. And the pesto with which it is served is amazing.
Pesto alla Trapanese has every single flavor of Sicily. The almond, the olive oil, the tomatoes, the garlic, that hint of cider vinegar makes it a little bit sour, sweet, bitter sweet.
Yeah.
So this pesto alla Trapanese, has a very strict connection with pesto Genovese or pesto Ligure because the sailor from Genoa went down to Sicily to trade. So the Sicilian, they saw the Genoa sailor making the pesto. So they thought, you know what, we can steal the technique by using our ingredients.
It all goes back to Liguria somehow.
So the first one was the grandfather. This is the grandson. So maybe it's time to meet that in between.
Yes, can we finally make some pesto alla Genovese?
See, Harper, let's do it. The ingredients of pesto alla Genovese are precise ingredients. Garlic, salt, pine nuts, olive oil, basil, and Parmigiano Reggiano. If you go in your grocery shop and you buy a jar of pesto and you start to read sunflower oil, hazelnut, milk, strange things, just leave that where you found it and run away because that is not pesto alla Genovese. In Italy, the real pesto alla Genovese is made with basil that just grow there in Liguria. Usually they use the small leaves because they are the sweeter one. Now, it's obvious that here in America we don't find the same basil. So try to find a fresh basil and use the smallest leaves that you find. Just like before, we start from garlic and salt. Now we add the pine nuts, and now we start with the main ingredient, that is the basil. Remember, you don't need to do like this. You need to do like that. Last but not least, a very good olive oil.
You really don't use a lot of oil.
Not so much as you find in the jar that you go and buy in the store. That is just sunflower oil, if you're lucky. The smell is another thing. If you never had in your life pesto homemade, you don't know what pesto is. Okay, Harper, so it's time for you to try the pesto alla Genovese.
Oh, thank goodness. There's no chance of this one being a surprise because it's pesto that I love. Oh, but that doesn't mean it isn't a treat. Here's how you can surprise me. Can you do something with this pesto that I will love that I've never had before?
I know how much you love pesto. I know how much you love ricotta. And I bet that you never had a bruschetta with pesto and ricotta together.
No, but it sounds awesome. Ah, you know me so well.
Bread, ricotta, pesto, parmigiano.
Yeah, it pretty much sums things up for me.
I'm sorry, but I think that for most of the people,
That's
This
true. It's
is
not like
like-
it's unique to me. I'm pretty sure a lot of people would like this. But let me try it. Maybe it's disgusting.
ciao Harper, buon appetito.
Buon appetito. Oh, for crying out loud. Don't give me that face. What? What?
Some ricotta, some pesto, some parmigiano, nothing too fancy.
It is about 1,000 times better than I thought it would be. And I thought it was going to be amazing. This is like, for me, last meal kind of food.
A pizza is very good with this. Like, can you imagine a good pizza, but then when you take it out of the oven, you put a spoonful of ricotta and pesto. The things that you can do with pesto, they are endless. You can make the pizza, you can make the pasta, you can put on a bruschetta, you can use as a condiment for a salad, a potato salad. You can use as a dip for the green beans. You can make the gnocchi, you can make a lasagna, you can make a risotto. It's like you can make whatever you want with pesto. Important is that it's a good pesto.
Is there any more?
More bread, more pesto ricotta, more pesto. What do you want?
All of the above. Okay, we better sign off here. Guys, we hope you learned something new about pesto today. I sure did, because I finally learned what it is. Before we go, a quick shout out to a pasta grammarian in action. Aurora made the Maria Stuarda
Bravo, Harper.
zucchini tart. It's an incredible dish. It's really too bad more people don't make it. We don't get a lot of pictures of that one. It is awesome though.
Aurora, bravissima! That is a wonderful dessert that nobody does nowadays. So thank you, Aurora, for keeping making this amazing traditional Sicilian pastry.
If you want to become a pasta grammarian, just hit that subscribe button. Follow us on social media at Pasta Grammar. And if you try any of the pesto recipes, which will all be in the description down below, please tag us there in a picture. All right, guys, we'll see you next time. Ciao. How about for dinner? Burgers with the pesto. I've already forgotten its name. I've already forgotten its name. Aggiadda. Aggiadda.
So you want a burger with the aggiadda?
The Aggiadda.
And for antipasto, we can make some extra bruschetta.
Yes.